What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, KTY the youngest baby, and I'm the youngest baby. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, baby. My bad. This is my reaction side of the channel. If you over here, my name is KTY the youngest. You can call me the youngest, baby. Anything you want to, baby. But listen, I want to start something brand new on my channel. I want to start reacting to some horror shorts, animated. This is clear. This is 4K quality. You see me now. You see the handsome young man. Yeah, dread swinging and dick swinging. But anyways, I want to start reacting to some horror shorts, maybe some movies. I would love that you guys leave that shit down below in the comment section. If you have any other like animated horror shorts, anything to react to, I would love to hear it. So leave it down in the comment section. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your folks, share with your friends. And if you like this video, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Also, by the way, I will be reacting to these stuff. Hi, I'm taking edibles today. I can't show y'all the dosage. I can't show y'all. I can't even show y'all the packaging for real. Just know that whatever's in my hand, I'm probably gonna blur it out. Whatever's in my hand is edibles. And I will be high reacting to some animated horror shorts. Stone. These are 300 milligrams. I took a 300 milligram. I'm basically off of 600 milligrams right now because I'm high as fuck. I'm on my level, no Wiz Khalifa. So if I start tripping today, start overreacting, this is all for peace and love, y'all. I love you guys. And I wanted to do something tonight that might put me over the edge. You know, I could watch a movie, but I'd rather sit up here and watch something scary. So, if you guys like this type of stuff, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your folks, share with your friends, and I'm out of y'all guys' faces. Y'all peace. My bad. The Horn-Headed Man.
Moonlight peered through my window as I jolted awake. My clamorous breaths disturbed the silence of my dark room. I had just come out of a frightful dream that had me thinking it was all too real.
What you dreaming
With
about,
sweat
man?
on my brow, I sat up and grabbed my water from the nightstand and took a sip from the now warmed glass. My hands shook as I recounted my nightmare of the horn-headed man. In my dream, I was walking through my neighborhood, the streetlights flickering as I made my way down the uninhabited sidewalk.
What you sound like you had was a weed nap. You sound like you went to sleep high, woke up, started thinking about shit. That's what the fuck you did with a bro. Yummy. Y'all see what I got. I got this ain't Chipotle, bitch. This Flavor Hive. We good, bitch. Where the bro? Where the motherfucking bro, bitch? Where the bro?
As I was getting closer to my home, I could see him slowly starting to embark on my territory. I quickly rushed to my front door and hurried inside. Through my window, I could see him walk past my property. I was thinking to myself, oh God, please have him keep going, please. He was just about to walk all the way past my front yard when he stopped. His body almost shifted abnormally as he turned to face my home. He just stood there, looking, not moving, just
Right at you,
standing there. The man bore the horned head of a skeletal goat. His body was pale and looked fragile, and his fingers were thin and bony. I thought to myself, what does he want? Slowly, he started lifting a quivering arm and pointed right at me. I started to backpedal into the darkness of my house, when all of a sudden he let out an inhuman screech. That's when I woke up. Too frightened to go back to bed, I turned on the television and saw that the local news for early risers was on. My stomach dropped and my body suddenly turned cold as I listened to the current news report. The news anchor on the television said, "Breaking news. A woman who lived on Columbia Avenue has been murdered. Local officials say that they received an anonymous phone call from the victim's home. We arrived at the house at around 12:20. We saw the victim inside and a card which rested next to her." The sheriff held up the card. On the back of it, I could see the image of the horn-headed man. The officer started to read. "One down. Slowly I go." He then lifted his head back up. His blood started trickling from his eyes and mouth. I sat there shaking, and I couldn't breathe. Columbia's just 3 blocks away from me. I jumped out of my bed and ran to my window. Something within me made me want to look outside. That's when I saw him.
Fucking dumbass.
He just stood there, looking, not moving, just looking. The horn-headed man, his body pale and fragile, and his fingers thin and bony.
He want that ass. He wants to fuck you, bro. The woman.
It was a late, moonless, snowy night. I heard the chilling cry of a bobcat as I arrived home from my parents' house, where we had just had Thanksgiving dinner in northern Michigan. Exhausted, I had finally made it to my bed when my pregnant girlfriend asked for nacho cheese munchies. Reluctantly, I laced up my boots and went to my car.
Nacho
Due to the
cheese
cold,
munchies,
it took me
nigga?
a while to start the car, which only made me more irritated.
Oh, for real?
But eventually I got it started, and I arrived at the convenience store to retrieve my girlfriend's mandated snacks. As I left the store, walking back towards my car, I saw a shadow of movement out of the corner of my eye. What looked like a person stood near the dumpster, just out of the light. I stepped towards the figure, and she looked at me with a giant sinister smile.
Hell no.
Her face was so weathered, it looked like she had cracks all over her face.
Good.
She was crouched down and appeared to be chewing on something. I looked to see what she was chewing on. To my surprise, it was a severed arm. It looked old, as if it had been rotting for weeks. I saw her glance at something in her pocket. I could see the outline of what looked like a pocket knife. As soon as I looked back up, she quickly charged me. I pushed her away and then ran back to the convenience store. I burst through the door and frantically yelled towards the cashier to call the police as I turned to lock it. He asked me, "What's going on?" I scowled at him and said, "Please, just call the cops." I looked back outside and saw the woman had moved across the street and was still scrutinizing me as she maintained her malevolent grin. "Look, there's a girl out there who's trying to kill me." Looking over me, he replied, "I don't see anyone out there, sir." Those words shook me, even to this day. When the police reached the gas station, they began looking around for the woman while one of the officers asked me what had happened, and I told him the details of the encounter. One of the officers came back and said he couldn't find anything.
You see, this is what happens when you don't mind your fucking business.
I then took them back to where I first noticed her. We spent a few minutes intently searching, but there was no proof she was ever even there.
Wow.
The officer cocked his head and looked at me as if I was deranged and asked me in a judgmental tone, "Are you feeling okay?" I was about to defend myself, and then I started to think. I am tired, and I have had a couple of drinks, so I just told him, "Yes, sir. Sorry for bothering you. I hope you have a nice night." And then I drove home. I got home at around 4 o'clock in the morning. My girlfriend greeted me with an angered but concerning tone of voice. She asked me,
"Where were you? Are you okay?"
So I told her everything that happened. Of course, she didn't believe me. I couldn't get to sleep that night. I sat in my bed questioning my sanity, wondering if it was all even real. Am I crazy? Maybe I'm just tired. But no, that can't be it. I saw it. But if I saw it, why was there no proof?
You saw what?
Where did the arm go? Where did she go? Before I knew it, it was 7 in the morning, and I had to go to work. I threw on my jacket as I was about to head to the construction site, and I put my hand in my pocket and noticed that there was a hole in it. It wasn't there the other day. I thought, what if she caught my jacket as I ran? Which further proves my suspicion that she was real. I couldn't believe it. My mind completely went wild until my girlfriend kissed me goodbye. I told my friends at work what had happened, and they didn't believe me either. They made jokes about it the entire day, but I had my bowling tournament that day, so that gave me something to look forward to. I got home and hung my vest and jacket up and rapidly put on my bowling shoes and got my bowling ball. My girlfriend looked at me with a pleasant smile and said,
When will you be back?
Probably around
I'm going to
11.
go get some milk.
Don't be long.
I won't, don't worry. At around 10:30, the tournament had finally finished and we had won. I was so thrilled I had forgotten about the woman. As we were leaving, I noticed something at the other end of the parking lot. It was that psychotic woman. We stared at each other for what felt like an eternity. She slowly started moving towards me while waving her knife in the air and making cuts. I quickly jumped into my car and turned it on. As I looked up, I saw she was standing in front of me,
drive off.
staring at me. She slowly walked over to my window, and she said in a quiet, deep, and scratchy voice,
Little pig, let me in.
I was frozen in fear, but I snapped back to reality when she banged on the roof of my car, screaming. I quickly slammed my foot on the accelerator and didn't let off it until I couldn't see her anymore. When I arrived home, I told my girlfriend what had happened. Like last time, she didn't believe me. I really thought I was insane, but I tried to forget about it and get some sleep. Later that night, I woke.
Hold on. Hello? Some random motherfucker was calling my phone.
Woke up and saw her in my room. All she said was, "Let me in," over and over as she got closer.
What the fuck?
She then started shouting,
Let me in, let me in, let me in!
Hey, bro.
Let me in! Come on, Paul. Stop being difficult.
Let me in.
I was wondering how
What
in
the
the
fuck?
world my girlfriend hadn't heard this going on.
She
The
finna
woman
slice
was
your
right
ass up,
next
nigga.
to
You better
me
get up.
and held up a knife to me.
Nigga,
That's
you
when
better
I
get
fainted.
the fuck up.
I woke startled
Nigga,
in my
what?
room, dripping with sweat. Then I remembered I don't have a girlfriend,
What?
nor a house, or a family.
Come on, Paul. Time for your morning meds. Let me in.
Yo, that one was crazy.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
What the fuck?
Everything okay, ma'am?
Hell no. Your white ass is standing there, bitch, friend. Trying to make him your friend?
Huh. Goddamn shoe. There's no people. It's a quiet neighborhood. Maybe I'm just exaggerating.
Nah, bitch.
Is there something I can help you with, sir? Come on, man. You're seriously freaking me out.
Hell no. Hell no. Motherfucker, you just standing there.
Okay, alright, I get it. No one calls me on my birthday, so this is, I guess, what you decided to do instead? Listen, guys, I played enough Silent Hill, okay? This is nothing.
We're watching you.
What the hell?
You like to be seen.
Now you want to run. You ain't gonna get away that easy, bro.
There's no one here. What's happening?
Hey, what the fuck? Yo, I know a few of these niggas. That's the old boy from the last episode right there in the middle. Oh shit. Oh, they all right there, bro.
You like to be seen. What the fuck are you people talking about? Please be a dream. Please be a dream.
You're still in that dream.
How the hell did I get here? Where are those people?
You
What
like to be seen.
were those people? Hello? Is anyone here?
It's right outside. You like to be seen.
Stop it! I'm not making this video for attention, or sympathy, or anything. I just want anyone who can help me to do that. My name's Daniel, and this is a story I wish I didn't have to tell. I've been a night owl my entire life. As a teen, I used to stay up way past midnight every night, watching terrifying videos on YouTube. I know now they were
See, that's the white ass get. Making this thoroughly clear. That's exactly what your white ass get. You was looking up creepy shit on YouTube, looking up shit you wasn't supposed to, and you stumbled on that bullshit. I already know how this story gonna go. Go ahead, proceed.
nothing compared to the horrors of the real world. Nothing compared to the tragedy my family and I went through. The story I'm gonna tell to you now. My parents, being teachers, had always emphasized the importance of sleeping well to me, and would definitely disapprove of my late night routine. So I knew that if they'd caught me up at that time, I'd be in big trouble. At first, this wasn't a problem, but after I told them about a child predator in our neighborhood that I'd seen in one of my videos, they seemed to grow more and more paranoid, which was obviously understandable. Every night, I'd hear one of them wandering into my room, checking on me, and every night, I'd immediately turn off my light and pretend to be asleep. I never knew for sure if it was my mom or dad coming in, since obviously if I opened my eyes to see, they'd know I was awake. Mostly, I presumed it was my dad, from the heavy-sounding footsteps, but either way, I found it pretty hypocritical for them to preach to me about being up late when they were awake themselves. Sometimes I wondered if they knew I wasn't sleeping, because often it was only after what seemed like hours before they'd finally leave and go to check on Alfie. That's my little brother, and Lucy, my little sister. I'd have asked them about it, but I thought it would have confirmed any suspicions which they seemed to already have about my staying awake deep into the mornings of the next day. Like I said, I guess they were just paranoid about the child predator. It was stupid for me to presume any of these things, and I'll never forgive myself for it, but I did it all the same. Anyway, one day, Lucy's school, where my parents both work, announced a school trip. It meant they'd be gone at some point next month from Saturday morning to Sunday morning, and it meant that I'd finally get to watch the horror movie my friend had lent me, that my parents had refused to let me watch. There was one downside, though. I'd be left to look after Alfie. He, being only 6 years old, my mom was reluctant to leave him in my care.
Is he gonna get touched? Hold on. I just ate like a fat nigga. But is this nigga gonna get touched? Do not tell me that he gets touched. And you know what I mean when I say touch. You know. SVU, dum 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 dum. We all know what I mean by that.
Alone, but my dad defended me, reminding her that Alfie had been up most of the night after a nightmare, so he'd probably sleep most of the day anyway. Besides, he reassured her, he's 17. He can be given a little responsibility. With a heavy heart, my mom agreed. I honestly wish she hadn't. Finally, the morning came for them to head off. It took longer than expected because my sister said some of her favorite toy dolls had been stolen, but eventually my mom persuaded her that they were probably just lost and told me to look for them whilst they were gone. I begrudgingly agreed, and soon they were ready to go. As they were leaving, my mom gave me a stern word, reminding me to lock the doors, not go to bed too late, and take good care of Alfie. She told me she'd be watching through the security cameras to make sure I was looking after him properly.
Okay.
I told her she really didn't have to worry. Then we said,
Oh, so your parents strict, nigga. I just know you couldn't fuck no one. You couldn't sneak no one in the fuck. To fuddle, fuck and cuddle. You couldn't do nothing. It seems like bad for yourself. Damn. Sucks for you.
our goodbyes, and they were off. Alfie and I spent most of the day playing outside, but came in after the frisbee landed near a strange man who Alfie said had been in his nightmare. I told him that was ridiculous, because even if he somehow was in his dream, he wouldn't be able to remember. Anyway, I went by myself to get it, and I have to admit that the man was fairly creepy. He had a huge grin, and his eyes, staring right at me, seemed to be permanently forced further open than they were designed to go. His clothes all seemed to have been made from someone 50 years younger, as they struggled to cling to his fully grown body. It was cold, but he was wearing a sun hat, a tiny one for children, which barely fit on his head. I recognized it, but didn't know how at the time. If I'd learned anything from the videos I spent my nights watching, I'd have abandoned the frisbee and left, but clearly I didn't, because not wanting to feel like a baby, I approached him. As I got closer to the man, his smile disappeared, and he removed the hat and held it behind his back. I began to see his features in greater detail. He looked tired. He was pale and his eyes were bloodshot and had huge gaping bags under them.
That's the pervert. That's the child molester. I'm calling it. That's him. Look at this man. If he's not a molester, I don't know what a molester would look like. He's the perfect example of a molester. Look at this nigga. Look at him.
In the entire time it took me to get to him, the man didn't move an inch.
Because he was probably jacking off. He was jacking off in his pants. That's what they asses do. They try to get a little sneak jerk off. They fucking pants. That's what he was doing. If you get mad at me for saying that, that's the truth. Don't get mad. But he was definitely whacking that motherfucker. He was whacking the shit out of it. That's why he was standing still. You see, they do it from the pocket. They do it from the pocket and they just, they just whack it. Yeah. Like, it's on some weird Chris Griffin shit. It was on an episode of Family Guy of Chris Griffin doing it. That's the only reason why I know. I'd never done it before. That's the only reason how I know about it from Family Guy.
Other than the odd blink, not even his eyes shifted. At this stage, I was getting uneasy. I just wanted to get it and leave. Hi, can I have my frisbee back, please?
Why you whispering
Thanks.
for it?
The thought of that conversation, if you can even call...
Nigga, you was a bitch. Why you whispering for your own shit back? That's your frisbee. That is your frisbee, bro. You sit up here like, can I get my frisbee back? Nigga, you better talk with some bass in your voice, fuck nigga.
Call it a conversation. Still makes me shiver. I
I
locked the front door as soon as we got home. We were both a bit shaken, and Alfie looked tired, so I gave him some more food and put him to bed.
That was the pervert,
It took him about 2 hours to fall asleep. He kept complaining that he'd have another nightmare about that man. I told him he would,
too.
but he wasn't
Nigga was
convinced.
smiling at you. Nigga was smiling at you and your brother, and you ain't think that shit was weird. Nigga was smiling at you and your little brother, and you ain't think that shit was weird. You's a shitty excuse as an older brother, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I see him every night.
He see him
He
every
whispered
night.
to me, "Well, if you see him again, don't worry. I'll be here to fight him off."
Nigga, you ain't gonna do shit. He gonna knock you out and kidnap that little nigga. You ain't gonna do nothing. What are you gonna do? Them weak ass punches. That's a full grown man. That nigga gonna knock you out and take both of y'all. Matter of fact, he gonna take all three of y'all. He gonna take all three of you motherfuckers. Cause if he knock you out, he could definitely take him and the little sister. And now you. Well, you're probably above his age range. You said you was probably like in high school, so you probably like 16. Yeah, you're above his age range. He probably wouldn't get you. I ain't gonna lie to you. He'll probably skip over you. But he'll definitely grab for your sister. Or the bro.
This seemed to settle him down, and soon he was fast asleep.
You really believe that shit?
At about 11, it
Oh,
was time to put my
copyright.
film on.
Thank you.
I couldn't have my mom knowing that I was watching it, so
Duke,
I did
Lava,
something
Baba,
naive
Baba,
and
Duke,
ignorant,
Duke, Duke.
and something I'll always regret. I turned off the security cameras. I watched it for 2 hours straight, my eyes never straying from the screen.
If your siblings get kidnapped, or in possibility they get touched, that's legit on you. That's legit all your fault. I genuinely hope that you get your ass whipped by your mother for doing that goofy shit.
Until
If that was my son doing that, man, I will beat his
I
ass.
replayed the last few seconds of the film. But the sound didn't happen again. It was coming from inside my house. Alfie? He didn't reply, but I could see him under the covers, so I thought he was just asleep, and I didn't want to wake him up. I swear, if I...
He got fucking kidnapped. He got fucking kidnapped. Because your ass wanted to be fucking retarded. You gonna turn off the bitch? I would have let my mom catch me watching it. Fuck. I'll deal with that later. What's she gonna do? Call you over the phone and be like, why you watching that movie? Bitch, I'm watching a movie. Let me watch it. You 16, nigga, have some balls. You fucking virgin. Like, for real, bro. Like, come on,
Thought
man.
anything worse had happened, I'd have checked.
You didn't even check on him.
You okay? I thought maybe I
Pull
was
the
just
blanket
worrying
back
too
and you'll
much.
see. Oh
Hearing
my
things.
god.
It was late. The
Oh
film
my
had been
fucking
scary.
god.
Maybe it was just all in my head.
You're a fucking retard. Bro. Oh my god. See what the fuck happened? See what the fuck happens? See what the fuck happens when you don't pay attention? You act like a dumbass? Genuinely.
I knew from the sound of his voice it was him. Alfie! Alfie? Usually this much noise would have woken him up. Alfie, what's going on?
He took him out the window,
I knew something was wrong. It was him. The doll. I couldn't believe it. It had to be some kind of sick prank. It had to be. But it wasn't. It was the man I'd spoken to earlier. He'd taken my brother. Alfie!
Bitch, you
I was
jump out the
certain they'd be
window. Why
gone
the
before
fuck
I
you
could reach them.
Nigga, you... Oh my god. If this nigga pulls off with your little brother, that's on you. You turn the camera off. You ain't say shit. Then you went back for the frisbee. I would have took the little nigga back in the house. Especially seeing him grinning like that. You should have... This is raising my high blood pressure. Let me calm down. I had the munchies. I just ate. That food was so damn good. I ain't gonna hold you. I cleaned the whole bowl.
But he didn't set off straight away. He watched as I tried helplessly to do something. I screamed and I shouted and I banged on the windows and I tried to open the doors, but nothing worked.
See what the fuck you dumbass did? See exactly what the fuck you done did? Your little brother is getting touched on by a child predator. This is the same nigga you probably seen in the fucking video with the fucking hat. Didn't he mention a hat earlier? I think I heard he mentioned a hat earlier. If that's the fucking case, why the fuck would you approach this nigga after saying that you had a possible child predator in the neighborhood with a weird hat? You see this bitch ass nigga with a weird hat on, you still approach him. He was smiling too. He like, I got that little nigga. Ooh. Ooh. He ran off on the plug twice. He about to pull off with your little brother.
It was all in vain.
He really pulled off with your little brother, bruh.
There was nothing I could do for my brother.
That ain't funny, but it is kind of funny. Like, nigga, you should have been on that timing with that nigga. Why the fuck you ain't check on him? If you would have checked on him, you could have easily got his ass right there. You ain't even check on bro. If you would have checked on him the first fucking time, you could have easily ran down them steps because he was still struggling. It took him like 3 screams before he pulled off. You could have ran down them steps off the first, not even off the first one, if you would have just checked. You could have, knock the nigga out, do something, nigga. Piss on him, something. That nigga pulled off with your younger brother. You know what he doing to him too, right? Y'all know what he's doing to him. It's fucked up, man.
My best friend.
That ain't your best friend, nigga. You would have checked on him if that was your best friend. Fuck.
As he was stolen away from me. It was too late for the police to do anything. It was too late for anybody to do anything. He was gone, and in time, I'd have to come to accept that.
You have 9 new messages. First message.
Hello? If you're out with Alfie, call me back when you get back in, please. Love you guys. Bye.
End of message. Second message.
Daniel, we've been trying to get a hold of you for hours. Is everything all right? Did you turn the security cameras off?
You have to explain to your folks how you let your younger brother get kidnapped by a child molester. Because your stupid ass want to cut off the cameras. Maybe if the cameras was on, bitch, he would still be with your ass.
They'll be fine. The security system probably just glitched out. Hey, Alfie, just call us as soon as you can, okay? You know how Mom worries.
End of message. Third message.
Listen, Daniel, we're starting to get really worried now. If you don't pick up, one of us is gonna have to come home to check if everything's okay. Please pick up.
End of message. Fourth
Daniel, are you okay? Daniel! What's happened? Please answer! I couldn't bear to tell them anything. That was 7 years ago. We never found him. When I asked my parents if they'd seen anything at all of this man whilst they checked on us during the night, they only looked at me, concerned and confused. What do you mean? They asked. I could only stare at them in horror. Every night, around 2, you'd come and check on Alfie, Lucy, and me to see if we were sleeping.
Daniel?
They told me.
No, we didn't.
The
That nigga was stalking you. I knew that was him too. I knew that was him. I knew that was fucking him. Bro, this nigga was really watching your ass. He was watching you sleep. He was probably sitting there turned on by it too.
police wanted security camera footage of the man, but of course, there wasn't any. It automatically deletes any footage older than 24 hours, which meant I'd been mindless enough to stop it recording on the only night we could have seen him. You know, the strange thing is, I don't even know if I want Alfie to be alive. Because if he is, God knows what that monster has done to him. Sorry if I've gone on too long, but the guilt's been killing me. I had to get it out somehow. I only tell it as a story because, well, people like stories, and I want as many people to hear this as possible.
A story about you being a dumbass and getting your younger brother kidnapped. That's a perfect story.
Alfie, if somehow you're watching, I love you, and I'm so sorry. Please don't lose hope. And to the man
I love you.
who took you, it's not too late. If you have any heart at all, and even if you don't, please let my little brother come home. To everybody else, if someone comes into your bedroom at night, open your eyes. You never know who it might be. I still stay up late at night. But it's not because I don't want to sleep. It's because I can't. In case anyone sees Alfie, this is the last good photo we took of him. That's it. Stay safe. Thank you.
The Bridge by Llama Arts. You can get a little llama.
So this story takes place when I was about 16 years old.
Okay.
At my school, I played for the volleyball team, and every year we would go to a camp and do volunteer work for this guy. The camp was in the middle of nowhere. When we got to the camp, we immediately started to work until 8 p.m. This was around October, so it was already dark at 8.
See, hell no. No. 8 p.m., bitch. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. During like October-ish time. 8 p.m. Fall. By damn near 7, it's dark. Or either it's like really on the edge of like really being dark. That shit's crazy.
My two friends and I were sitting around the fire, trying to figure out something we could do so we weren't so bored. We heard that there was a small river down the hill from the camp, and we thought we could check it out. The problem was that it was some guy's property, and the owner of the camp told us to not disturb him since the guy was a little strange. We weren't really supposed to leave the camp, but
By a little strange, he means that guy's a pervert. He likes little kids. That's what he means.
being 16 years
I would
old,
take it like
we
that.
loved breaking the rules. We walked about 10 minutes from the camp and finally reached the
I'm
river.
still not gonna listen to
It was
him.
bigger than we expected, and there was a
Y'all just said,
large
"Fuck what
wooden
he
bridge
said."
that crossed it. The bridge was about 20 feet long and was big enough to let a truck go over it. My two friends and I decided to go under the bridge and check it out. As we were walking by the shoreline, we saw two headlights off in the distance moving towards the bridge, so we bolted underneath it and hid. We then heard the truck roll over our heads and to the other side. My friends and I chilled there for a while, just talking and throwing rocks in the water. It was about 8:30 at this time, and now it was pretty much pitch black. That's when we started to hear a slow rumble in the distance. The same truck had come back, and this time it was moving much slower. We stayed put under the bridge, stifling our laughter. Eventually, the truck moved over the bridge, but rather than going over to the other side, the truck stopped right on top of us. The only thing you could hear was the rushing water and the hum of the engine. Then, the door of the truck swung open, and out came a loud thump on top of the bridge. Then we heard a loud scream saying, "I know you're out there! I'm gonna find you!" I looked at my friends and they were both shaking in fear. This must have been the crazy property owner, and he seemed pissed that we were on his land. He started screaming and saying he was gonna hurt us if he finds us. We could see that he had a flashlight and he was swinging it around looking for us. We heard loud thumps as he walked around a little bit, calling out for us, and thank God he never went under the bridge. Eventually, it went silent, and it sounded as if he went back into his truck. I was too terrified to move. We sat there for about 10 minutes, and then my one friend, who we'll call Trevor, whispered in my ear, saying that we have to go. I gave him a quick nod, and in slow motion, we moved out from under the bridge. We started to army crawl on the shoreline of the river, and I remember looking behind me to see the top of the bridge. I saw a white Ford F-150. In the driver's seat was the man, staring right at me with a sinister smile, and he even gave me a little wave. At that moment, I screamed and ran. My friends saw me run and took off after me. I could hear screaming from behind us. I took a quick glance behind me and saw that he was chasing after us, and I couldn't quite make out the object in his hand, but it seemed to be a weapon of some
This nigga wants them cheeks.
sort. We
Your
ran into the
counselor told you
forest
not
and
to
ducked
fuck
behind a
with him,
bush.
right?
It was pitch black in the forest,
You wanted
and we
to
couldn't
fuck
hear
with
a
him?
thing.
Now he
We
wants
sat
to
there
fuck
for a
you.
while, just shaking.
Enjoy it.
The man never walked by us, and we never heard him. After we gathered our courage, we got up and walked back to camp, got into our tents, and tried to fall asleep. The next morning, we talked to the camp owner about the man that owned the property of the river. The camp owner said that he didn't know much about the man, but he knows that he has some mental problems and he'd been accused of assault. I am so happy that we were able to escape from underneath the bridge. I can't imagine what would have happened if he caught us.
I definitely know what would have happened. Y'all want to know what would have happened? Let me just thoroughly explain what the fuck would have happened to him. Let me just show you guys what the fuck would have happened to him. Let's just see. It's like, nah, I'm playing. That would have not happened. But they definitely would have got killed though. But that's gonna be the end of the video right here. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share with your folks, share with your friends. I'm KTY, the youngest baby, and I'm the youngest baby. Peace, baby.
No tears, long road, baby. It's more than love, baby. I'm a baby. Second guessing my feelings, she ain't yours, baby. I ain't word on the talking, I want action, baby. Touch me, face me,